Hi,
everybody. Hi. Oh my gosh. Wait, hold on. Let me make you big so we can get this shindig started. Hello, everyone. My name is Al. I'm going to be playing Benedict tonight.
I'm Kate, or Kaylee. I will be playing Beatrice.
And thank you for joining us for Much Ado. We're so excited to have you. We are basically just going to be sitting here talking about the show and riffing off of each other because that's what we do on a daily basis. And we're also going to be making some cocktails. So
Al's going to be making some cocktails.
I'm going to be doing the work because Kay doesn't want to.
This is why you date a bartender.
Former bartender. I do, other things sometimes.
So, welcome to Much Ado. So the whole, thing with this production is we're talking about classics and Shakespeare, and it's just going to be very fun. I don't know where I was going with that.
No, it's okay. So this production, and I believe Riley, who is our host this evening and is also playing Claudia, is going to touch on this a little bit. This production is focusing a lot on identity and the way that identity informs things like ignorance and isolation, which are huge driving points in the show. There's also an acute sense of, the word isn't embarrassment. What is the word? This is one of those moments where if you read my mind, it would be super, super cool. But the sense of humiliation and identity and honor, and the way that honor kind of plays into each person's role, what that means for them, and how it holds them back from the things that would make them happiest. With Claudio, obviously, that is a happy marriage. With Beatrice, that is this. With Benedict, it is that.
Wow. The play also talks a lot about gender, which is a very fun and interesting thing that we get to do, as obviously our cast is gender blind essentially for the most part, as well as the majority of our actors are LGBTQ, which makes the whole concept of it really fun, especially as Much Ado, a lot of the problems that are caused in the play, as you will see, have to do with gender and masculinity and how the interpretation of gender affects the characters in the play, whether they like it or not. We have characters like Hero and Claudio who really lean into their gender roles and find comfort in that too, and then sometimes to their own demerit. And then we have characters like Beatrice and Benedict who are so frustrated with the gender roles they've been pushed into that they rally against them so hard that they actually keep themselves from finding happiness with it.
There are a lot of productions previously that, even productions that stay a little bit more, we'll say, not Elizabethan traditional, obviously, but more traditional in our sense of traditional, with casting choices that still do allow, especially Beatrice and Benedict, to play with drag and gender during the party scene. That's a really popular trope, and I think it's because Beatrice and Benedict are so separated from the gender identity that is expected of them. So that was really fun for us, as obviously a queer couple playing these parts, getting a chance to explore that not only in the context of the party scene, which you will see, but also in the entire production, kind of throwing those rules out the window and allowing us to explore binary in these characters in really
extreme and fascinating ways. Yeah.
Yeah, I say smart things sometimes, much to their chagrin. I'll go back to doing my little drinky. I am making Kay a drink right now, and it is I don't know if you've all popped onto our website and seen our cocktail list, but this is actually Beatrice's cocktail called the Marketplace Mojito. I am doing it horribly incorrectly because we don't have muddling materials here, so I'm using a spoon and a bowl. It's very high tech.
If you want to take a look at our website, we have the drinking rules up there, as well as all of the recipes for the cocktails that Al created, lovingly based on characters in the show.
With help from the cast.
With help from the cast, yes.
Especially Ari Pollock, who is our Dogberry. You'll see one of the best actors and also just one of the best people I've ever known. It is his birthday today, his 26th, so make sure to leave an embarrassing comment in Twitch for him. But also, he helped me a lot with this too, because he has a more refined palate than I ever will. Ever.
And we got some help from Julia, on some of the names of the cocktails, on 2 of the names of the cocktails.
Yes. Julia
And our
actually
lovely
named,
friend Miller also named Don Pedro's cocktail as well.
Miller named the Prince of Tarragon,
Mhm.
and Julia named the Marketplace Mojito, which is the one that I'm making right now.
Yeah.
I struggled with Beatrice's cocktail so much when I was trying to invent it because I kept wanting to do a riff of Eat His Heart in the Marketplace, and I was looking up specific like liquors and spirits that have like a play of Heart Eater, and the only thing that I could find is Beef Eater Gin, and I was like, that's gross. I'm not gonna do that. If anyone finds it funny, it's only going to be me, and everyone else is going to be vaguely disgusted by it. So I didn't do it. You're welcome, everyone. With Frank's help, I made something a lot more palatable.
Mhm.
I'm also making this. I'm making this with maraschino cherries because I normally make this with normal cherries, but this one is addicted to sugar.
I have a sweet tooth. That is true.
That's a very... You're being very kind to yourself with saying you have a sweet tooth.
Anyway, much ado.
Much ado. We're here to do a show. What else should we talk about regarding Much Ado?
A lot of Much Ado is also, I mean, it's my favorite Shakespeare play.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually one of the ways that I made friends with a lot of the people here who are doing this production with us. Because we did a reading of this, just, us, like, for fun, way back in December, I think.
Yeah, it was right after Christmas.
Mm-hmm. You said December 29th.
It was the 29th.
And that
we met.
Yeah, that was officially met. And so this show means a lot to a lot of the people here, which is also really fun for us to get to do it. And with all of you guys, for this to be the first one that we're streaming. I will also be making the Boozy Bachelor, which is the drink based on Benedict.
And the Hey Nani Nani, which is the drink based on Balthazar. Our Balthazar. I'm sure some of you already know him, Sawyer. I'm so happy that we have Sawyer. I wish I could find better words to express how lucky we are to have him in this production. Voice of an angel, incredible actor, and deserved the most ridiculous cocktail that I could find. So
if you check it out on the website, there it is.
There it is. It did require me steeping whole hibiscus flowers for a while before the show in order to make a fresh hibiscus syrup for the margarita. But for Sawyer, I'd do it all. I'd grow the hibiscus flowers myself in the Midwest.
We have an absolutely brilliant cast for you guys. Although this show we're playing a drinking game, and it's a reading. We don't have it memorized. Oh, that was fun. That seltzer water went everywhere. Do you mind grabbing me some paper towels?
No, I think it should stay like this. This is the best way to start this show because this is the only way that this would have happened for me.
Oh, yeah.
This is the only way. Benedict needs to show up to Messina covered in seltzer water.
Most of our cast are also TikTok creators. A lot of the cast, we are very good friends with and have not met in person, which is another, not to be like the pandemic, but something good that came out of the past year was meeting all these lovely, lovely people. A lot of via Shakespeare and via the stuff that we love.
It also, again, we will not talk about the pandemic a lot because we're all. But it did kind of. We started doing these readings, like Kay had mentioned, for fun. This was a way for us to have something to look forward to, and it was always such a good time. And so many people were coming to these readings and were performing Shakespeare for the first time and interacting with Shakespeare for the first time. And they were like, I'm having a lot more fun than I thought I would. And obviously all of the Shakespeare nuts were like, I know! It's great! And we realized that, this is something that we can and should share with a lot of people because this pandemic has really solidified the importance of art and the importance of community and the fact that art needs to be accessible. With Shakespeare, it's especially an issue because Shakespeare is so shrouded in classism. Even if you go to a beautiful production, a lot of people will sit there and they won't have a good time because accessibility isn't something that, unfortunately, a lot of theaters focus on. So, there are a lot of people in this cast as well who did the first reading with us, and then there are a lot of people that are also performing Shakespeare for the first time
tonight.
Some brand new people that have like put themselves out there and said, let's try something new and potentially scary. And they're amazing. Like, they are absolutely incredible. I don't want to out who those people are. Maybe after the show we can out who they are, but I don't want to put the pressure on them now. That seems rude.
Yeah, I think maybe after the show we can just give them
we'll give them congrats after the show so we don't call attention to them now. But there are, I can think of at least 4 people that are doing Shakespeare for the first time tonight, which is huge, and which is a goal of ours with these readings, is to make it so that people feel like anyone and everyone is welcome and anyone and everyone has a place.
It's speaking of Speaking of doing Shakespeare for the first time, if you guys are watching this, because you know someone in it or because you've seen it on social media and you're like, I don't really know if I'm going to know what the show's about, but I'm buckling in for the ride, you can also go to our website, and there is a play summary there if you want to give that a glance over before the show starts, if that'll help you follow it a little bit better. We also have our cast list, which also has, little summaries of what each of the characters, who they kind of are, what their vibe is, at least in our production. We kind of changed it up. It's not what you're going to find on No Fear Shakespeare. It's a little bit messier than that. But if you're looking for a little bit of extra support in terms of understanding the show, it's right there for you.
This is the most unceremonious way I've ever made a drink. Frank. Thank you. We have the person playing Conrad here helping me because I am clearly unable to do anything by myself except mix liquids together. That's all I could do.
Again, if you wanted to make one of these, if you're joining us now, if you wanted to make one of the recipes that we're making here, you are more than welcome to go to our website, which, by the way, it's theaternonsense.com, theater with an R-E. And we have all of our drink recipes. We have all of the drinking rules that you guys will be following along with. We do have a referee who will be helping you follow along with the drinking rules and helping us follow along with the drinking rules.
We're not going
to remember anything, but
have you met us? We're not going to remember.
The show is really close to all of our hearts. So we're very excited to get to be sharing it with you.
Also, on the subject, sorry to backtrack, on the subject of cocktails, if you go on the website, all of them can be made alcohol-free as well. If you are a sober Shakespearean and you want to sub any of the alcohol for a fruit juice or a lemon lime soda, please do. A lot of people are going to be playing along the game with us with, juice.
Including water. Several of our actors.
Several of our actors. There's going to be times, I'm a big fan of drinking responsibly, so there will be plenty of times where I will be drinking with water. We also do have a specific rule on the rule board for water, and the ref will explain that when we get there. But we want to make sure everyone is staying hydrated and staying healthy. So keep that in mind when you go to the website. And if you are not comfortable, if you want to alter them at all, they're going to taste good no matter what. So go nuts. Have fun with all your little cocktail desires. How is that? Does it need to be sweeter for you?
No, I didn't even taste it yet.
You didn't taste it?
I'm distracted.
I cannot believe.
This is really good.
Is it good?
Guys, the Marketplace mojito is really good.
I still have 2 more.
Yeah, so on the show, I'm trying to think of anything else necessary to know about that. Did you just spill that again? We're really getting into character here.
Bold of you to assume that I ever got out of character. This is just how I am. We're going to see how many times I'm actually acting and how many times I'm just existing in this space and being the worst possible version of myself. Most likely it's the latter.
I want to talk more about accessibility in Shakespeare.
Let's do that. You should do that while I clean up. You should do that.
So I'm actually... I am actually starting in the fall grad school for Shakespeare. It's one of my biggest passions in life. It's like my favorite thing in the entire universe. And I think that everything we teach about it is, not everything we teach about it is wrong, but a lot of the ways we talk about it is wrong. We raise it up on this pedestal. Okay, well, the Victorians first raised it up on this pedestal, and now we keep it on this pedestal.
Let's talk about punching the Victorians.
Let's not get off topic. And now we keep it up on this pedestal, and in reality, you know, I'm sure you guys have heard in school that, you know, it was seen as something much less serious than we see it now. But we haven't really caught back up to that yet, unfortunately. Roll paper towels across the room.
Don't worry about what I'm doing.
And so this is kind of our way of, you know, working more on making it more accessible. But the thing about Shakespeare, and if you're at all interested in Shakespeare, I get a lot of questions on my TikTok because I talk a lot about Shakespeare and I talk a lot about accessibility in Shakespeare, that are, hey, well, where do you think I should start? Mm-hmm. This is where we think you should start.
Yeah.
Not that we're saying our production is like great, but
way to sell it, babe.
No, but we're not like the National Theater or anything like that. But
we are a lot cheaper than the National Theater.
We are free. But watching a production, Shakespeare's theater, you guys, it's not literature. Watching a production is going to give you a much better handle on it than reading it, just straight reading it in school is, because the language is different. And a good actor will be able to, you know, translate Shakespeare via their acting, which we hope to be doing somewhat for you tonight. Again, we have to play summary in case that's a little bit hard to understand.
Notice we also have these PDF of the script that we will be reading off of. Mm-hmm. You'll see it in the little chats above if you want to follow along. Again, we really wanted to make it accessible as possible, so especially if you are one of our hard of hearing friends. We were not able to figure out captions for the event, but we figured, why not have the script? Or if you just want to read along, follow along. It's never
catch us on our improv.
Yeah, catch us on our improv. Catch us when we slip up, because for myself, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. So you can keep a tally and then bully me about it on Twitter later. Mm-hmm. That's a fun game that you can play. What else? Frank, do you want a drink?
Yes. Is that the Hey Nani Nani? Or no, that's yours. This is the Boozy Bachelor.
I'm a horrible person and I made my own before I made it.
That's fine.
Whoops. Frank, mi amor, do you want to grab some white tequila from over there? I forgot to bring it over here. Frank, what would I do without you?
One of my favorite drinks that we have on the website is Claudio's drink.
That was the first one that I made up, and I am so proud of that one.
Would you like to tell them what it is?
Well, so when I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do for Claudio, that is perfect, thank you. When I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do for Claudio, I wanted to make fun of him because it's what he deserves. If you don't know the plot of What to Do, the biggest thing that you need to know is that Claudio sucks. That is probably the baseline knowledge that you have to know going into the show. And I was kind of like, man, I almost feel like Claudio doesn't deserve a cocktail, and I made one joke about his drink being like toilet water in a glass, and then my colleagues told me that I wasn't allowed to do that. So I thought I had to get creative. So Claudio's drink is made with pisco, and it is called the Piss Boy Sour, because he's a sour little piss boy.
But it's very yummy.
It's very yummy. I threw a couple of literature references in there, and theater references in there. There is a lot of orange in that drink, because oranges are used in reference to Claudio a couple of times, whether he mentions oranges himself or he is referred to as an orange. So I thought that might be a fun little thing to throw in there. And now I am making this super extra one that I made in Sawyer's honor because it's dessert. This is the Hey Nani Nani, which is a hibiscus margarita.
Mm-hmm. We've got a lot of different variety of flavors in terms of the drinks as well. If you wanted to take a look at those. They're very fun.
They are very fun.
We also have been making videos all over TikTok. If you look up the hashtag on any social media platform, but particularly TikTok, Much Ado TND.
Our cast is so funny.
Our cast is really funny.
It's so funny.
There are a lot of other videos, and if you haven't looked at those or haven't seen those yet, that might be a really fun thing to do after the show. Get to see what we were doing, and I'm sure we will be posting more.
For sure.
So keep an eye out for that hashtag, and look at those videos. Take a peek. Again, also the entire show will be on YouTube after the production is over. So if you're watching this in the future, also hello. But so if for whatever reason you have to step out or you would like to see pieces of the show again for some reason, that's up to you. But it will all be on YouTube, so you will be able to access it afterward as well.
Yes, we are also hoping to continue doing this in the future. Again, like, our biggest goal is to bring in people that are new to Shakespeare or want to see something that's not the typical Hamlet in a black turtleneck kind of Shakespeare. And to kind of just make it free and fun for anyone and everyone who might want to join. So whether that be our actors who are brand spanking new to doing this, or people that are signing on and saying, I have no idea what this is going to be about, but I'm willing to give it a shot. We hope you continue joining us and continue having fun, because above all, Shakespeare is a source of joy, and the world needs a lot of joy right now.
Oh yeah, and also the man is dead and we do what we want.
Yeah, honestly. I'd like to think that if he were a reformed man, he would enjoy what we were doing.
He probably would.
He needs like a lot of ethics classes first. He needs to get his shit together. But after that, I think he'd really enjoy what we were doing.
I mean, that's what he did. He just stole stuff from other people and redid it and put his own twist on it.
Give me your drink.
And that's what we're doing.
All right. Are you not gonna cheers me?
I didn't realize you were cheersing me.
Etiquette, babe.
So we hope you have all of your drinks, and that you are ready, because we will be getting going shortly.
Yeah, I think we're about 4 minutes out from the pre-show. You're going to meet our host, our ref, person's reading stage directions, and then we're going to get this shindig started.
So if you gotta go get your drink or get a snack or anything,
get
now
some water.
Is the time.
Get some water.
Yes.
No matter what.
Some water.
No matter what.
Water.
If you have water, get another glass.
Yeah.
The basic, from what we've judged and what we've measured, if you are playing along with the game, you should probably go through like 3 drinks for a 3-hour show. But again, if at any point you feel like you are getting ahead of yourself, switch to water. Even if you don't feel like you're getting ahead of yourself, drink some water. When in doubt.
We got so many little roots coming on this guy. All right, it's time. It's almost time.
Cool.
Was that a new friend?
That was fun.
Who was that?
Cool.
That was members pop.
This show is, we've done TX, our stage manager, is an absolute tech wizard and has put together such an incredible production. But we all also have
TX.
Thank the Lord for TX. But we also have been doing this in our free time for free. So things are gonna go wrong. Things go wrong in professional productions all the time.
Things are going wrong right now as I drop lime everywhere.
Yeah. But the fun part is when things go wrong, you just get to drink more alcohol.
We run into our rules, so we can't lose.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You gotta manipulate the game so you always win. And that's exactly what we've done in this production today. Look at how clean I am.
You made such a mess.
I didn't. I resent that insinuation. It's absolutely not correct.
It's 100%.
I'm wiping up imaginary things from this desk.
So when you guys... All right, so we're gonna switch on over to Riley now, who's gonna introduce us to our ref and to our show. So we're gonna get started.
All right. Great.
Got you. Oh, okay.
Great.
All right. Okay.
We
We
were
have a little
actually
bit more
just
time.
informed that we had more time. So you have to look at us for. Sorry if you thought you were getting rid of us. That's really upsetting for you.
That's really sad.
And it's really fun. TX, are we not switching back to the current for 5 minutes to give them a break from our mugs? I mean, I'm fine. I do realize the audience cannot hear TX. I promise I am speaking to another person and not just speaking to the air. You cannot hear TX. TX is there. I promise.
Maybe.
Maybe. Did you hear that?
Maybe there it goes.
Did you not hear that?